Honestly, I think this was a really good body of work by Kid Cudi. Obviously, again, I'm a bit biased because I'm a really big fan of Kid Cudi. All right, so Kid Cudi has dropped his latest album called Free. And before I start this review, I'm gonna start this off by saying I am a big Kid Cudi fan. Anybody who knows me knows that Kid Cudi is actually my favorite rapper. So I could be a bit biased in this, but this is still my first impressions as a fan. I'm gonna try to be objective as possible, even though music is subjective. Anyway, my first impressions on this album is honestly, I really like some of his more upbeat songs, but some of the more ballad songs, I can't really get with it. And the reason for that is because I don't really see Kid Cudi as a vocalist. Now, to be fair, I do think there are a lot of Kid Cudi fans who do enjoy those slower songs, but I personally am just not one of them. And really, for the reason I said before, I don't really see him as much of a vocalist, nor do I really think that he can sing like that. Honestly, most of the time when he sings, it's kind of cringy to me because it kind of sounds like me singing most of the time. And that's no disrespect to Kid Cudi, but I just don't really feel like that's his strong suit. But again, like I said, there are a lot of people who do like those type of ballads from him, but I'm just not one of them. Now, the more upbeat songs on this album, I did really like. To name a few off the top of my head, I really enjoyed Past Life, which is actually my favorite song off the album. To be honest, I probably played that like 25 times today, no cap. It's actually kind of funny. Ever since I heard that song this morning, whenever it dropped, that has literally been the only song that I've played for the entire day. And the reason for that is because I just feel like it relates to me a lot. And I really feel like he conveyed the message that he was trying to get to on the song really well. The other songs I like on the album were Submarine, Diving Deep, Stargazing, and Mr. Truman. The album was 13 songs, by the way, so it wasn't super long, especially in this era that it seems like a lot of people like to drop these 30-long projects. Honestly, I'm not really mad at the album length. I really would rather a short package of songs because I feel like you can really develop a message and a clear theme for the album, which a lot of the time can be harder to do on these longer albums, unless it's like split up into several different parts, which I've seen different artists do. Honestly, for a person who's not a Kid Cudi fan, I think most of the songs that I listed you're probably gonna like. But again, the slower songs that I really wasn't a fan of, I don't really think that most people will like them. But again, I just had to say this because people like to get mad when people don't agree with their music choices. That is just my opinion. Now, to give my final ranking for the album, I would probably give it, honestly, probably a 8 out of 10. Mostly because I feel like on Cudi's earlier albums, like Man on the Moon, I feel like that album didn't really have any skips. But there are definitely some songs on this album that I feel like I won't ultimately revisit. But I will also add that the songs that I like off the album, I like a lot, like I said previously. And I will probably listen to them again and again. Also, I want to give it an 8 because like the biggest thing I judge whenever I like rank what much I like an album is really like, did the artist do what they intended to do on the album? Like I've said in previous videos, as I've gotten older, I really like music with substance. I like music that makes me feel something. And that's why I've always liked Kid Cudi the most, because I feel like he's always been able to connect with me on that level and really make me feel like I'm not alone. Somebody else is going through this and things will be okay one day. And as he said in multiple interviews of his, he really has tried to strive away from making dark music. So I feel like this album perfectly displays that. Like the album is called Free. And I feel like whenever I listen to those songs and him talking about how he used to feel versus how he goes about life now, I definitely get the sense of that free feeling. Especially in the song I told you I like the most, Past Life. That's kind of why it related to me so much. Because I've had moments in my life where I felt like locked down or I wasn't doing completely right. But now I feel like I've fallen back on track and strived towards doing the right thing and feeling happier and more fulfilled as a result. So things like that I'm actually able to take away from songs really connects with me. Another good example of this off the album was the song Grave, which actually was a single that he dropped before he released the album. And I really like the message of that song too, because in the song he has lyrics like, I'll stop running from the grave, oh baby, just to live another day, oh maybe. Cause I got everything to lose, I'm saying I'm the only one that's going to save me. Like lyrics like that connect with me a lot for the same reason I like the other songs. So I feel like if you're going through things similar to that, you'll definitely feel this album a lot. Honestly, I think this was a really good body of work by Kid Cudi. Obviously, again, I'm a bit biased because I'm a really big fan of Kid Cudi. A really big fan of Kid Cudi. That's pretty much my review on the album. I do definitely think you should give it a listen if you haven't already. Like I said, my ranking for it was an 8 out of 10. Leave in the comment section what you thought the album was. How did you enjoy the album? Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Every little bit is much appreciated. Tune in to some of my other videos. I think you'll like them. See you next time.